It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to a Football First playoff edition of Press Pass on Fox 47. The Indiana Hoosiers are, dare we say it, one win from a worst to first 180 for the ages after a nuking of Oregon, and I think IU just scored again. The Sig 10 champions can become the first 16-0 college football team in the last 2 centuries with a win next Monday night. They'll face the Miami Hurricanes in Miami Gardens, Florida, after the Canes edged Ole Miss in an all U of M semifinal. Closer to home, we have comings and goings in the transfer portal. Michigan State will welcome tons of new talent and a familiar face with Charles Brantley back home after a sabbatical in South Florida. And if any program can withstand the loss of a game changer like Justice Haynes, it's the Michigan Wolverines, who also have a new school president. The Chicago Bears refuse to lose. Their latest comeback against the Green Bay Packers was almost as fast as the coach's post-game handshake. And we had a wild week of college basketball with U of M and MSU surviving scares before the Wolverines finally fell to a barrage of threes by the Wisconsin Badgers. Here to talk about all that and more is Team 641, the 2 most frequent panelists in our first 13 seasons. Rico Beard, longtime Detroit radio and TV personality, MSU insider, and co-host of The Valenti Show with Rico on 97.1 The Ticket. Rico, I see that smile on your face after the Niners won.
Oh, yeah, Jack. Big game. I mean, heck, they were down to their 4th, 5th, and 6th string linebackers. So Kittle goes down, and they still managed to beat the dysfunctional Eagles.
Also back to talk college football and much, much more, Tom Crawford, Blue Belly Tom, my broadcast partner for nearly 24 years, everyone's favorite East Lansing Wolverine, a brave cancer conqueror and creator of the Crawford Podcasting Network. You get enough to watch this weekend, Tom?
I was disappointed going out to Ann Arbor yesterday with Michigan's first setback in basketball, but I really enjoyed the playoffs this weekend. Yeah. 4 great games, great quarterback play down the stretch. It was a pleasure, and still going on right now as we speak.
And had 1 great college football playoff game, too. We'll be back to talk about Indiana and much more coming up next here on Press Pass. When to Press Pass on Fox 47, it's time for Just North of Amazing, brought to you by One North Kitchen and Bar in Jackson, Lansing, and East Lansing. Welcome to a world of great flavors and a great place to have fun. Do your taste buds a favor and stop at any One North for a wonderful time. They'd love to see your smiling face.
Hill Jr. is the running back. The quick pass is intercepted. It's going to be run in for an Indiana touchdown. D'Angelo Pons on the first play of the game. He's at the left end of the offensive line. Mendoza, end zone, caught! Touchdown! Omar Cooper. He hasn't made up that decision yet. The ball slips out of his hand as he wound up to throw. And Indiana has it. Mendoza with Black, the running back. Black straight ahead, touchdown. Kaylon Black. And he brought him to James Madison in the portal where he excelled. Now he's a Hoosier. Deep throw, Charlie Becker. Touchdown, Indiana.
After D'Angelo Pons' pick 6, Ducks were in too much deep water. Rico, when you look at the IU miracle and Signetti mania, can you describe that in one word? And they say that There's never been a louder recording of sound than after that first IU score.
You know what, Jack? I can, and that word would be groundbreaking.
Yeah.
What Cignetti is doing with Indiana is groundbreaking. What he is doing with Indiana is setting a tone for every other school in the NCAA who's not a blue blood. You can do this too. You don't have to accept mediocrity and just be happy with 8 wins. So groundbreaking.
Yeah. 67 schools passed on Curt Cignetti. Tom, have you seen a national semifinal end any faster than Friday night's nightmare?
No, the Ponds pick 6 was unbelievable. I have a couple nieces, IU grads down there. They said you couldn't hear the person next to you. It was crazy environment. 90% estimated Indiana fans. And they might have that advantage down at Hard Rock. I mean, because Miami does not have a big fan base.
Yeah, but it's a home game for them.
But it's a home game, but still, they just don't have. You watch, IU will have more fans. I promise you. But boy, Oregon just gave it away. I shut the damn thing down at halftime. I'm not into blowouts at all. I don't have any allegiance to any Big Ten team other than Michigan, so I got bored by it. I hope the Canes and the Hoosiers give us something entertaining a week from Monday night.
The Big Ten could have 3 straight national championships, and they can change that SEC slogan. It just means more to we just win more. Rico, IU has the last perfect season in basketball, 32-0, back a half century ago, and now could be 16-0. Our buddy Don Fisher, I'm calling him 48-0 Fisher. What do you make of that?
That would be some perfect symmetry, Jack. That's something that I would only find out sitting next to you at a basketball game because you keep these facts in your heads. But yeah, that would be something that Indiana is the school that holds the last time somebody went undefeated in hoops, and now it's going to be the 16-0 in football, and I think it's going to happen.
Tom, did Miami really beat Ole Miss, or did the Rebels just run out of time? They needed 30 more seconds.
Well, Miami allowed Ole Miss to be in the game. They dropped 4 interceptions that would have changed that, altered that game immensely. Let's just say that Ole Miss, they wouldn't be able to compete against Indiana. They don't stop anybody. Miami's got athletes, and I think they're going to be a formidable opponent for Cignetti's team. I don't think they're going to beat them, but I think we could get a late third quarter, early fourth quarter game, hopefully.
Rico, what's your take on Miami's belt to ass ritual that they do after these games? And there you see the mascot even involved in it. You like that?
I mean, it was cute. I guess. Look, they had the turnover chain, so fine. It's something new. Michael Irvin came up with this thing, and now it's catching on. The thing is, don't be offended when all of a sudden there's a crimson and cream belt going to some Miami Hurricane ass.
Tom, Indiana aside, how will the second 12-team college football playoff be remembered?
Well, finally, Indiana breaking down the barrier of having a bye and winning a game. Yeah. And I think it's going to be remembered in short term because I'm hearing rumblings in a couple of years it's going to go to a 16-team playoff.
Right.
And then Tony Petitti, I guess our Big Ten commissioner, wants it to go 24 for some crazy reason. I hope he doesn't get his wish.
Yeah.
But 16 I could tolerate, but I really enjoyed it. The playoffs. I like the format. Some people want 8, but I think it's good.
Rico, looking at the last 2 decades, you see an awful lot of SEC teams there. Ohio State's gotten it a couple of times, but how's it feel now that the Big Ten is at least at the top, the king of college football?
Well, Jack, it feels good because, going back to the last couple of years, and you know what, Tom, I'm in a good mood because the Niners won. I'll include Michigan's national championship. And I won't say that they cheated.
I can sleep tonight knowing that.
I won't say that they cheated, but they did. But you see that the Big Ten is the money is coming to the Big Ten. They're getting the better caliber of players. And with the NIL, you just can't stash a bunch of people in the South. Now players are like, hey, I could go to Ohio State. I can go to Michigan. I can go to these different schools, and I can win there too.
Lots of places can get it done, as you said, Rico. Indiana has proven that. It's not easy. Doesn't mean everyone is going to do this, but it means it is possible.
Cignetti's going to get a lot of people fired.
That's true. That's absolutely true. But for a lot of programs now, we're starting to see hope. There's light at the end of the tunnel. We'll be right back, and we'll look at Michigan State and Michigan in the portal up next.
Find you.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet and Graf Nissan on West Grand River in Okemos. With 108 years in the automobile business, they'll take great care of you, as they have on all 8 of my leases and purchases. For new or used vehicles or great service, go green, go Graf.
Intercepted! Bradley! Ball game! The Spartans said they were double. The Spartans said they would flinch. And they did!
To the end zone with the pass, picked off by Charles Brantley. He's going to bring it out. He's out across the 20. Angles to it right at the 45. He's at the 30. He's at the 40. He's at midfield. Convoy in front. He's inside the 30. Inside the 20. Angles to his left. He's going to score. Inside the 5-yard line. Fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown MSU. Coast to coast for Chuck Brantley.
There you see 3 of Charles Brantley's more memorable interceptions. Of course, the game saver in 2021 against the Wolverines. The longest return in Michigan State history. That was actually about 150 yards if you GPS him. And you see the pick of Dylan Gabriel. That doesn't count. The pick 6 against C.J. Stroud, which was the only non-completion for Ohio State in the first half of that rout of Michigan State. Tom, there's more to Charles Brantley's return than we have heard. And I expect him to share that with us tomorrow afternoon on The Drive with Jack. But how will you remember Charmin Chuck?
Well, obviously you remember him, and everybody who bleeds green and white remembers him for the Michigan State win over Michigan, because it'd be 5 in a row if it wasn't for his pick.
Yeah.
But no, he's a great player, solid player. I mean, I don't know if a secondary guy is going to turn around a team.
Right.
But good get for Michigan State, and you're coming home. Maybe with Fitz as a coach, they got a decent coach. They can be competitive next year.
Rico, what will the return of a 3-year starting corner mean? Michigan State had so many holes, but that's a piece.
Jack, I think it'll mean something, especially if he could stay healthy the entire year. That was the biggest knock on him. And I guess if you're a Spartan fan, you can relax, because at the end of this season, this upcoming season, he can't go into the portal again. He's done. So, because he went into the portal every year he was at State.
Yeah. Rico, my favorite portal addition this year for Pat Fitzgerald has to be Buffalo linebacker Deion Crawford. You'd be excited about Crawford when he plays in Ann Arbor?
I love Crawfords, especially Crawfords that are in Ann Arbor, just like I love Tom Crawford. No, when I saw that, though, that was a big-time pickup for him. That's somebody that I think can make an instant impact in this transfer portal class. He's taken a lot of volume, but that kid is a player.
Tom, looking back at last year's debris of the 4-8 season, some people say, well, they should have beaten Minnesota. And they should have beaten Iowa, and both those teams won bowl games. But this was not a good football team. It wasn't even an almost good football team. How will you remember it?
Well, I'll remember it from one game. It's October 11th against UCLA. That's when the wheels came off the wagon, and they never recovered. I give them a lot of credit, though. They were competitive in those couple of road games that you mentioned. But that's when you knew this was it for Jonathan Smith, that Rico's going to get his wish, and other Spartan fans were as well. So, hey, it's onward, right?
There you go.
26.
That's right. Rico, looking at the shell of the 26 schedule, we know what the non-conference games and dates are, and we know where the games are going to be in the Big Ten, but not when. What do you make of that schedule?
Jack, I think it's a good schedule for Pat Fitzgerald to start the year off with. I think you got some 50-50 winnable games in there.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be back. We'll take a look at Michigan up next here on Press Pass.
Apple Vacation.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for the big picture, brought to you by Dean Transportation. Dean is hiring caring and dependable people as school bus drivers in many Michigan markets. Be a hero in your community and safely transport children to and from school with Dean. For more information and to apply, visit deantransportation.com/jobs. That's deantransportation.com/jobs.
Here. And off and running. Haynes in the clear. Justice Haynes in a foot race. They will not catch him. Michigan, lightning strike on the first play of the half, 75 yards. Contained all half. And they, in the very first play, create a look and get a 75-yard touchdown.
Seemed like Justice Haynes had one of those almost every game this season when he was in the lineup. Tom, you've seen a lot of explosive backs in Ann Arbor, the Harlan Hucklebees and Tyrone Wheatleys of the world. Has there been a better home run threat than Haynes before he got hurt?
Tyrone Wheatley, for one. I mean, the guy played half the season, Jack.
Yeah.
And, everybody's making a big deal today. Oh, my God, he's leaving. He wasn't expected to return.
Yeah.
And they were thought he was going to go to the NFL. I mean, Michigan is fine at running back with Savion Hyder, the number 5-star running back out of Virginia, along with Jordan Marshall. So I'm not concerned about his departure, but it has gotten a lot of more news back today than I anticipated.
I thought he was headed to the NFL. And
I did too, and a lot of people did. Michigan's
you know what? But I think coming off the injury, it's actually smarter for him. Take the money now, rehabilitate, get better, and go back into the NFL next year. If somebody's going to pay you $2 million,
right? It was making 1.2, but I'm hearing 2.6.
Yeah, now, Georgia Tech really wants him.
Tom, as you say, U of M always has backs and had good backs, very good backs. After Haynes went out with Jordan Marshall, take a look at their combined stats. You put them together, and that'd be as good as any back in the country. And even the walk-on backs they have are pretty good. As you say, that's one area you don't have to worry about, right?
Right. The area that Michigan's got to worry about is linebacker. I mean, Jimmy Roller just going to go to the NFL, and Cole Sullivan, who is a tremendous talent, is going to Oklahoma. So, and Michigan's done a great job at wide receiver. They got the top wideout from Texas, but they got to fix that linebacker situation. And what are we down to, a week or whatever it is? This portal stuff is crazy. You just don't know what you have right now.
Rico, looking back at a 4-loss season for Michigan, which was actually one fewer loss than the year before, how should it be remembered?
That's a good question, Jack. I think it was probably remembered as a season with a lot of what ifs. What if you would have beat Oklahoma on the road? What if you would have went and you would have beat USC? It was a lot of what ifs, and even the Texas game, came down to what if Bryce didn't turn that ball over. Like it's a lot of things. It was a lot of potential there, but you just didn't live up to it.
Usually Michigan always has at least one eye-popping win, and the schedule didn't allow that. Tom, looking at a much tougher challenge in 2026, what's the key to get it done?
Well, obviously they got some personnel issues they got to work through. I like the coaching hires right now. That Whittingham is bringing. And just to reflect back, they got a coach that's not going to be distracted on his phone all day. I mean, let's start with that, and then we can build up from there.
A new president, Kurt Seinerud, in from Syracuse, the 16th president.
It's a
Press Pass on Fox 47. It's time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Graywall Law. With more than 100 years of combined legal experience, Graywall Law, PLLC, delivers expert guidance and trusted advocacy. Their skilled team is committed to justice, offering compassionate, results-driven representation. That's Graywall Law, a great choice for professionalism, dedication, and proven success.
From the 23, pass to the outside, finding room here. Golden is inside the 10, and Golden will go into the end zone for the touchdown. In the pocket, fires, caught, touchdown! Olamide Zacchaeus into the end zone. Has time, throws, caught! 2 points to try to make it 6 up. And the kick is no good. 49, Williams chased, throws, and it's caught at the 30-yard line. Williams throwing, and it's caught for the touchdown by DJ Moore. One last gasp. Moving guys around, fires to the end zone, and it is broken up. The Bears win it in a crazy one.
DJ, congratulations on the victory. Caleb, enjoying the victory, as he should. We'll be right back.
The word is often overused, gentlemen, but for Caleb Williams, I think we can call it a great night. Rico, how did the Bears keep winning these kinds of crazy fourth quarter finishes?
Jack, it's a confidence thing. You've seen it, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, or baseball. Certain teams, it just becomes their identity. And when they fall down, they can say, you know what? We've done this before. We can do this again. And that's the Bears right now.
Tom, what were you thinking when the Pack led 21-3 at the half?
That they need to get the ball to Colston Loveland right now. And they did. And he made some big plays. No, and in all seriousness, you know, I was tired last night. I almost checked out at 21-3. I go, this is not looking good.
Glad you didn't.
I'm thinking the Bears, they're going to come back, and they came back. It was an incredible game. I really enjoyed it, quite frankly.
Rico, the first 4 playoff games, all decided by one play, and that includes yesterday's other game. You think about the Panthers hosting the Rams, and Matthew Stafford could have been out of the playoffs.
It was, but what you saw was the Panthers, just their lack of experience, a young quarterback. I was really rooting for them because they were a fun story, but the Rams just had way too much experience.
All right. Tom, like Matthew Stafford, Josh Allen, he's hanging around, and that was one of the longest tush pushes or quarterback sneaks I have seen. When you look at the Bills surviving today in Jacksonville, that could have gone either way.
Oh my God, 28-35 for what, 273. I mean, Josh Allen is a flat out dude. He's so and it's the hits he takes. The guy is so durable. If I'm going to have a quarterback in the NFL, I might start with him. And it was right down to the wire, and just guys making plays, and I really enjoyed that game. All 4 games so far have been tremendous.
All right, Rico. You have 20 seconds to gloat about your Niners and non-QB NFL MVP CMC.
Right. Well, you saw the Niners went out there. Really, you know what? The MVP in that game was Robert Saleh, because he held that dysfunctional Eagle team to 19 points, and they were dropping passes with no pass rush, but they got the job done. Shout out Robert Saleh.
Yanni on the sideline. We have a new champion, or will very soon. Tom, looking at the bracket with 10 teams left out of the 14, and it'll be 8 after tomorrow night's game in Pittsburgh. What do you make of this? Who advances?
I think this is a Bears year. I think they're going to get the Rams. I think they're going to get to the NFC title game. I do. I'll tell you what, though, Seattle, they're sitting there. I mean, they're going to beat up on Rico's Niners next week. I know that.
2 words, Tom. Sam Darnold.
No, Sam Darnold, who, by the way, is now tied Tom Brady for the most wins over back-to-back seasons with 28.
Wow.
Regular season.
So, regular season.
Brady did something in the post.
I think they'll be in Santa Clara for the Super Bowl myself.
Yeah, very interesting stuff. Rico, looking at the postseason wins by franchise, the team that had the most now has 1 more after today. But looking at this list, what does it tell you?
Well, it tells you can win a lot of games in the playoffs, but the Niners haven't won that big game. They've gotten there, but they haven't won the big game. You look at the Steelers. They've won a lot of games. They haven't won that big game in a long time. So what the Patriots did was truly remarkable, getting to the Super Bowl that many times and winning it.
Rico, you deal with the Lions on a daily basis. Detroit fans going to have a real hard time rooting for Ben Johnson.
Oh, it's the worst game ever because it's Matthew Stafford versus Ben Johnson. One of them's going to advance.
Bitter people, very, very bitter people.
Oh, they were taking victory laps, yeah, and then all of a sudden the Bears won.
We will be right back. We'll look at college basketball and more coming up here on Press Pass. Back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Lansing's Best segment, brought to you by the Lansing Sports Commission. Bring thousands of athletes and teams to Mid-Michigan for hundreds of tournaments and special events. Hats off to the LSC for showing just what this area can be. Plan on something greater.
Buzzer in State College. Cross court. Here's a shot. Blackwell. Free. Blackwell again with a fake and a feed. And around the horn it goes. Winner for three.
Timing is off.
Janicki is in. Blackwell. Free.
Yeah, the Bruins were playing small as well. There's a lot of skill on the floor. That's what you need.
Opportunities. Nice ball fake in the air.
Ilyauskas puts it in.
Blackwell. Pop.
Winner for the lead. Got it.
So that's it.
There we go.
Weaving, feeding. Ilyauskas and Boyd has taken it. The mismatch here. He'll try to slither and feed another three. Good!
Imposes physicality, but there you go. There's the pass.
Another three. Ilyauskas.
That's unbelievable. The dribble drive just collapsing.
Defense in college basketball. Boyd three. Another one. Wow. Boy, they've been on automatic, and now the lead is. It's a three, and it's outside.
Wow.
Good again. Winner outside. He'll line for three.
More so.
There's the switch.
Blackwell, three. Good. A three. And it's a rebound by Carrington in the corner. That's good.
I think we got them all. My buddy Kevin Harlan could not believe what he was seeing. Tom, the Badgers hit 8 straight bombs, but for the game, they shot 50%. Michigan shot 47%, and the Wolverines actually shot really well at the line, outshot Wisconsin 92-78 there. But could you believe what you saw from long range?
No, because from long range beyond the arc, Wisconsin was 250th coming into this game.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second. And you have to hit 15 threes. I mean, the two guards, John Blackwell from West Bloomfield was really, really good. Nick Boyd, another good. But what killed Michigan was hitting the bigs, hitting the threes, drawing Michigan's front line out.
Right.
And then Blackwell starting to, he's going downhill off the dribble, as is Nick Boyd. And it got discombobulated. I mean, Michigan had 34-20 lead, a couple bad turnovers, and they got not very good play from players 7, 8, and 9 into the depth. I'm not picking on LJ Case and Trey McKinney and Will Tedder, but they just didn't deliver. So it was a thinner roster than normal.
Rico, when did you think that we might be seeing something special, not just an interesting long-range shooting display?
I think when all of a sudden Wisconsin didn't go away in the second half, when it got to under 4 minutes, and I just expected Michigan to hit one of those runs, and the next thing you know, you blink and Michigan's up by 20, and they couldn't capture the lead. Michigan would tie it. Wisconsin would score a basket. They would hit a free throw. They would do all the little things.
Right.
And I'm like, I just don't think this is going to be Michigan's day.
Tom, what did you make of Dusty May's post game and his comment here that, maybe it's a good thing, get away for a while, and when a team is unbeaten, sometimes you can get a load lifted off their shoulders.
Yeah, Dusty hasn't been happy with the last 4 games in terms of sustained intensity to what their expectations are. And there was a flurry where they played really well, but that should have been happening the whole game. And so I think he wants to get this team out of town. Yeah, it was a great crowd. I mean, there's a lot of high expectations. Probably a good thing. Get that, get a couple road wins, and then you got that big three-game home set. I mean, you got Indiana, you got Ohio State, and Nebraska, before you go up the road to East Lansing. So these 2 road games are really important coming up.
Against
guys,
2 weaker teams.
Yes. Often putrid Penn State lost to Michigan State by 4 and lost to Michigan by 2 in the mausoleum that is the Bryce Jordan Center. Tom, did you think the Wolverines had survived that scare and would be fine coming back home?
That's a great question because that's all about, okay, they got their scare. But I think what happens with this team, and Ellie Cadeau talked about, they had talked about going undefeated. So they go, I think we got our scare, and they had 2 bad practices. They had 3 practices post Penn State game. 2 of them were bad. 1 was okay. So no, it wasn't the wake up call. Maybe this will be the wake up.
Yeah. Rico, will U of M be 19-1 when it rolls into Breslin Center on January 30th, Tom Izzo's 71st birthday?
No, I don't think so, Jack. And that's not a slam against Michigan. As we talked before the show, I think that your best Big Ten team is going to lose 4 to 5 games this year. And between the Indiana, Ohio State, and Nebraska game, I think that they will drop one of those games.
Yeah. Tom, you saw USC lose by 30 in Ann Arbor. And Rico, Monday, Michigan State won by 29. Was that win over the Trojans, Rico, Michigan State's best game this season?
Wow. No, I'm still going to say the win over Kentucky. That was their best game this year because that was bright lights. That was away from the Breslin Center, and they still got the job done.
Tom, if the USC win was MSU's best or one of them, was the game against Northwestern about as bad as Michigan State has played?
Yeah, but I mean, Izzo gets the technical, right? And then they go on the run, which is sometimes can be the secret sauce. They always have one of these games at home, and they dodge the bullet. I wasn't really surprised about that.
Yeah.
And look what they did then. Yeah. Moving, you got to have one of those games, even at home. And I think they'll be all right moving forward. I think they're going to get Indiana pretty good this week. What is it, Tuesday night?
Indiana blew a 16-point lead yesterday at home against Nebraska. Rico, what were you thinking when Northwestern took a 7-point lead at halftime and then regained a 7-point lead after the Izzo technical?
I was thinking that Chris Collins really knows what he's doing when he comes to the Breslin Center. He's one of those few coaches that has multiple victories. Yeah. And I thought that this was going to be a game where they're going to get this thing and they're going to win it. But as Tom said, Izzo got the tech, and that kind of fired up the team, and they did just enough to win that game. Don't let that score deceive you. That game was a lot closer than that.
Tom, how many losses will the Spartans have when they meet the Wolverines? A 2-loss team right now, but looking ahead, they have some challenges before the 30th.
Well, they do the same road thing Michigan does, Washington, Oregon, I see. I think they're gonna stay where they're at right now with a loss. With no more losses than they have right now, which is what, 2?
2, correct.
Yeah.
1 in the conference and then the loss to Duke. Rico, how do you see this conference race? Now you have Purdue and Nebraska, the longest winning streak in the country. And then you have a group behind. Right. How's it going to play out? Who are the top 3 teams going to be?
Oh, top 3. You narrowed it down. I had it at 4, Jack.
Yeah.
But you made me say 3. I think in the end, you're going to probably see, I think Nebraska keeps this thing rolling. I think Purdue loves the fact that nobody is talking about them. Mm-hmm. And I still like Michigan State. So if I have to say 3, I'll say those 3. But Michigan is right there on the cusp.
Wow. I still like Michigan to be right there. And, Purdue gets a break, guys, with the schedule. They only have to play 3 games against the other teams. Michigan State have to play 4. And Purdue gets the Wolverines and the Spartans in West Lafayette.
I think Michigan will get Nebraska in Ann Arbor. I'm going to make
But here's the thing, Tom. You have to take Nebraska seriously, and I don't think people do until it's like 10 minutes left in the game. And it's like, wait, we're behind Nebraska? The Cornhuskers? Really? Yeah.
Tom, the list of unbeaten men's teams now has shrunk to 5.
Yeah.
And when you look at that list, Vanderbilt, unbeaten in men's and women's basketball.
Right.
Iowa State, hey, they won in West Lafayette by 23 points.
Mm-hmm.
You see Connecticut there, Nebraska, and maybe the team that could be unbeaten the longest, Miami of Ohio.
Yeah, but I mean, Arizona is really good. I mean, they beat TCU is a decent team. Michigan skanked by them, and they beat them pretty handily in Fort Worth. Arizona is the best team right now in the country.
Yeah.
Okay. Rico, the MSU women are on fire, and an 8th straight win today. There you see the score poster from a 15-point win in Seattle, and Washington beat a terrific Michigan team there earlier this season. And then today, an 85-81 win just before airtime here as we tape this show over Oregon, Grace Van Sluten's homecoming. What do you make of this team? Robin Freilich, just one loss.
Jack, I mean, it was a really good. I didn't expect him to actually win at Oregon. And yeah, I was keeping tabs on that during the football game as well through my phone. But yeah, this team is showing that they're going to probably be a force in the Big Ten, and you hope that they get a decent seeding when it comes time for the tournament.
Tom, when you look at women's basketball and the standings in the Big Ten, so many teams can do great things.
Mm-hmm.
Could this be the year that the Big Ten wins in football, men's basketball, women's basketball, and hockey?
Well,
just say yes.
You're getting greedy here, Jack, to irrational level. That's a lot. But women's basketball with UCLA, that expansion. Oregon beat. Michigan lost to Washington on the road. I mean, there's Big Ten's really good in women's hoops right now.
Yeah, and in hockey this weekend, Michigan State stung by Ohio State, falling a little further behind the Badgers and Wolverines. We'll be right back with our weekly awards up next.
Are you tired? Pass on Fox 47. It's time for our Cool and Smooth segment, brought to you by Coors Light. Cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish and a crisp, refreshing taste. Coors Light is the official light beer of Michigan State Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light. Choose chill.
It almost looks staged, Jack. I mean, what is going? Where were the parents?
Yeah, where were the officials? Yeah.
At one point, it was somebody on the blue team was punching somebody else on the blue team. He was just swinging.
It looked staged.
The first time we have ever run extended Pee Wee hockey highlights on Press Pass, but this was intermission of a Hershey Bears game. And guys, I want to sign that goaltender to play linebacker.
Yeah. There you go, Tom.
One heck of there's your linebacker, Tom.
There, need a bunch.
All right, Team 641, who has been as cool and smooth as a Choose Chill Coors Light this week. Rico Beard, let's start with you and our play of the week.
Jack, my original play of the week was going to be D'Angelo Pons starting the game off with a 25-yard pick six, very first play of the game. If you were watching Indiana, Oregon, you sat down like, what, 7-0? It was a pick six. But, look, I'm a Niners fan, so I'm going to give it to Juwan Jennings, throwing the ball to Christian McCaffrey for the touchdown, 29 yards. There you go. That's your play of the week.
Anytime you can get the ball in CMC's hands, that's a pretty good play. Tom Crawford, what about our team of the week? Let me get.
I would get to Indiana, but we might as well just wait till a couple weeks and make them. They're going to win the national.
They got it last week too after the Rose Bowl. So
yeah, that'd be team of the week. So, but I'm gonna bear down Chicago Bears.
Good, better, best.
That comeback, that was unbelievable.
Yeah, did you like that greeting too? That was something else after the game.
Yeah.
Great job, team. I will finish up with our players of the week. And I want to salute three in particular. Tom Izzo with win 750, and Robin Fralick just had 250. So between them, they had 1,000, and they've each tacked one on since that. Found a shot of Kurt Signetti that I'd never seen before. He was playing quarterback for the West Virginia Mountaineers, played for his dad there. And they're not smiling in that picture either. And how about the city of Chicago? I have to give it to the whole city. Broad shoulders. In a 2-hour span last night, they get a Bulls win, a Blackhawks win. They sign third baseman that the Tigers sure wanted, Alex Bregman.
Yep.
And the Bears with this home playoff win. Unbelievable. And then you see all the fans there with their shirts off. Yeah, I'm not sure what the IQ of those people were, but they're having big fun. For Rico Beard and Tom Crawford, Jack Ebling saying, have a great week, everyone.